and shortstop. She was the first player in conference history to earn first team honors all 4 years. She spent the last 29 years as Michigan's top assistant, including the last 20 as associate head coach. So please welcome head coach Bonnie Tholl.
Thank you, and thanks for the turnout today. It's quite heartwarming. As you can imagine, it's been a wave of emotions this week, and I look forward to celebrating Michigan softball, celebrating Hutch, and then getting to work. But it's with tremendous excitement that I stand before you today as the chosen leader of Michigan softball, the storied program. I'm beyond humbled to be given the confidence by Athletic Director Ward Manuel and Assistant Athletic Director Lisa Savory. And I want to thank them for the investment in Michigan softball moving forward. Keeping Michigan softball among the nation's elite is their vision, and I want them to know is that it will be my vision and my pursuit and my staff's pursuit as well. I want to recognize Indiana University and Coach Diane Stevenson for giving me my very first opportunity in coaching and allowing me the training ground to this day, continue to pursue my passion and fulfill dreams. And to the many Michigan coaches that I see here, and many coaches and administrators who have given me the opportunity to engage with them, thank you for your wisdom shared with me. And I look forward to many of you being your teammate on a new level. I want to thank in particular Marsha Pankratz and Sean Bourmet for sharing your leadership ideas with me and for being constant sounding boards for me through this journey. And I know that's going to continue to occur. My family. Since my arrival on this earth, I've been a part of a large family. I'm the youngest of 7 children. So it's only fitting that I remain in my life's work is involved with being a part of a big team. They have lived this journey with me, and they have shaped who I am, and will continue on this journey throughout. So thank you. The impact of Carol Hutchins on this program, the sport of softball, coaches around the country, and the athletes she has coached is truly immeasurable. Her work as an advocate and mentor will continue to positively affect generations and generations to come. And I am not standing here today if it wasn't for the education of Carol Hutchins and training me how to be a professional, how to advocate for women, how to have passion and help grow your team up. And I've been privileged to sit shotgun to Hutch for a long time. And as we sit in this space, Schembechler Hall, Coach Schembechler made an enormous impact on Hutch as a coach, teaching her, one, first, to never apologize for her passions, and to always use this kingdom, Michigan, to build your people. She has passed that influence along to me, and I take very seriously this role of carrying the torch that Hutch so brightly lit. I am forever indebted to her for preparing me for this moment. The greatest honor of my life has been to wear Michigan across my chest. It's a privilege that myself and 227 other Michigan softball alums have enjoyed. And few of them are with us here today, so thank you. The 46-year existence of this program has seen 22 Big Ten titles, 12 Women's College World Series, 1 AIAW World Series, a national title, 62 All-Americans, and honors go on, but mostly Hall of Fame individuals. The standard to excellence will be upheld, and you should know that as alums, in ways that we train, in ways that we study, and in ways that we compete. Connection to our alums will continue to be cultivated, and our proud base will always refer to Michigan in the present as we. That's my hope. The University of Michigan breeds excellence, and Michigan softball has a rich history of winning championships and graduating exceptional human beings. That is not going to change. Continuing this tradition will remain our focus as we provide our student athletes the opportunity to be challenged every day and to stretch beyond their limits so that when they leave Ann Arbor, they're prepared to face any adversities of life that come their way. And the result of this process will be championships on the field, earning a renowned degree, and enriching the communities that they become a part of, again, once they leave Ann Arbor. Pursuing championships. Oklahoma City is not just a destination for the Women's College World Series. It will be a mindset in our program. That mindset will permeate every inch of how we behave, how we communicate, and what we do on a daily basis. The road to winning titles begins in recruiting, and we will have great attention paid to bringing academically focused and athletically superior athletes who understand the value of a Michigan degree. Identifying top-tier talent has been something that we've done well here for a while, and that will continue. And our priorities will be in this order. It will be pitching, offensive prowess, and multi-positional players. Great consideration will be given to athletes who have been part of a championship team or system, because this will be of great interest to myself and our staff, since those athletes commonly possess traits in championship DNA that breeds more success. The next phase of development in this talent, once they arrive on campus, will be personal and athletic. Developing strong, confident women who ultimately become empowered through their competitive experiences is our mission and, frankly, our responsibility as a staff. We will resource the expertise of our trainers, our coaches, our advisors to reach this goal. Observers of Michigan softball will witness a highly versatile and athletic team, and our daily approach will be energetic and detail-oriented. The staff. We have a talented and experienced coach in Jen Brundage, who has developed more All-American pitchers than any coach in the country. She's at my side. Along with Faith Canfield, who infuses a great work ethic, energy, and a tremendous insight for the game. I will work with completing the rest of our coaching staff in the coming days. But Lou Porch as a strength coach, and Jeremy Kelch as our video coordinator and player development, and Amber Garrett as our new director of operations, and Brian Boyles-White as our trainer, and Sydney as our nutritionist, and Raquel as our academic advisor. Trust me, all staff will play a big role in helping Michigan win. The culture of the program is strong, and the values of Michigan softball have been built and will remain on respect, accountability, really commitment to others, and championship softball. And we build this foundation on what Hutch referred to earlier, are some of our pillars. And it's always been, you leave the program better than you found it, and that's not always measured in wins and losses, but that will be a part of the formula. Always protecting the Block M and representing it with great class and humility. Championships, it goes without saying. We're gonna get 1% better every single day. And then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna stay with an approach of gratitude. An attitude of gratitude is gonna be pervasive throughout our program. So Michigan Athletics has finished in the top 3 of the Learfield Directors' Cup for the past 3 years. The winning tradition of Michigan is alive and well, and Michigan softball will continue to add to that Michigan athletic legacy. In closing, I can't express how excited I am for the opportunity to lead this program and to be a steward of this great Michigan softball tradition. I look forward to working with the student athletes who are the heart and soul of our program and watching them flourish personally, academically, and athletically. Go Blue.
How do you navigate between keeping things the same and tweaking things to your own leadership and tactical style?
Absolutely. You know, the wonderful thing about our staff for years is that we have been driven by the same mission and the same values, but yet we have all very unique, different personalities. And I'm going to encourage that. I want my staff to be them because that is what makes us so outstanding. And I know I need to be authentically me. And to this point, that has been what has really pushed my career to success. It's how I have functioned, and it has been my part in the program. And there are going to be a lot of things that are similar. We refer to the pillars of the program. That's the solid foundation that we'll work from. But there are going to be differences and different ideas in you know, how we engage our student athletes, and placing some of the ownership back on the student athletes so that they feel this is not about just what I can get from this Michigan experience, but what can I give to this Michigan experience.
Before last week, did you two ever discuss this day that it would come potentially?
Absolutely. It's been a discussion for probably a dozen years. And I never knew when the moment would occur. I only knew that I had a great mentor who taught me so many things and was going to be at my side even beyond the years that she was coaching in the third base box.
Is that why you sort of stuck around? I don't know if you had this opportunity at other programs. I mean, 12 years is kind of a lot away.
You're right. I have had opportunities, but I think I've intentionally and purposely turned away from some opportunities for this very moment. And I'm beyond grateful that this moment has presented itself. I know the impact that Michigan and this program has had on my life. It's very easy to be fully invested in what I think this place can do for my student athletes. And so, you're right, I was very intentional about the people I wanted to develop at Michigan.
Bonnie, so much conversation in college athletics about NIL, transfer portal. How has that changed the game? How has that changed softball, and how will you approach that going forward?
Well, I referred to creating an experience in an environment where our student athletes feel they have ownership of this program, yet understanding the value of what a team really looks like. And I said to them the other day, you know, we refer to family, and we're not just going to talk about family, we're going to act like a family. And we're going to think of each other before we think of ourselves in many situations. And the college athletics is changing landscape with a lot of transfer portals, NIL, and we're going to work just to navigate that. And we're going to work to make sure that our student athletes feel value and give value.
You've had a long time to think about this, 12 years discussing it, but now that it's happened, what is it like to fill the shoes of someone who has the aura that Hutch has?
Sure. Well, again, I've had a front seat to all of it for many years, and I've seen the grace that she's handled her celebrity with. But again, I'm not here to fill the shoes of Carol Hutchins. I'm here to be a steward of the program. And I think back in the mid-'80s when Hutch stepped on campus, she had no idea of the legacy that she would create. And I think that she just remained focused on building her student athletes and growing kids up for a living. And that will continue to be my focus as a leader. And I said it, I'm not here to match the legacy of Carol Hutchins. I'm here to build on the legacy of Michigan softball.
Coach Hutchins was mentioning that with you now in charge of the program, it's going to be a little bit nicer, especially with, kind of dealing with things. But what are some things that you're excited to do in order to implement and make this program, as you mentioned, authentically yours?
Well, I think that the one thing first and foremost, and I refer to it as putting the communication piece, taking it even to another level, so that we may create some committees and councils where our kids can use their skill set, not just as athletes, but as people and as leaders, and continue to develop in ways where they can serve Michigan softball and serve this athletic and academic community. And so I think that there are some things that we're going to do, obviously, in a day-to-day situation, what practice looks like, the organization of it. That'll change a little bit. Recruiting, we're going to dive deep into it. And we're going to continue to recruit, like I said, athletically superior and academically focused kids here. And so there are some processes that I'm putting in place, some systems, trying not to do so all at once. But I'll tell you one thing, this is an experienced group of seniors, kids with big heart. And I asked them, I charged them with a project this summer, knowing that we were going to have so many newcomers. And I asked them to help me in creating a newcomer manual. And I'll tell you that one of the seniors came in the other day and they had been talking amongst themselves, and they said, we understand there's so many time limitations that we have with practice. We want to take the newcomers ourselves and have a team meeting and present this information aside from our practice time. And that's the kind of motivated group that I'm working with to start. And we have outstanding seniors to lead the way. And we're going to build off that mentality.
You mentioned a little bit what you're expecting from the staff, but what are you expecting from the student athletes, particularly the more experienced ones, in terms of this assisting with this transition?
Sure. I'm going to ask them first to understand that there are going to be maybe challenges that they haven't seen before in ways that might even surprise me. And so I'm going to ask them to really help lead the underclassmen. And our program has a rich history of doing that. But we're going to spend more time visiting with each other and helping them understand maybe some of the decisions made. All decisions can't be understood in the moment. But I think dialogue with those leaders and them feeling that they're able to flex their muscles and really impart some great Michigan knowledge on the younger people and newcomers. That's the best thing, and that's how I'm going to lean on them from the start.
You mentioned that you had spoken to Marcia Pancratz about leadership tips and pointers. What did she talk to you about?
Well, Marcia's just an outstanding leader, as are so many of the people standing behind you. Just the ability and the access that Marcia has given me to discuss team dynamics, direction of the team, or maybe not necessarily day-to-day because our sports are different, but what that leadership looks like and how you can bring a team together. I think that's what Marcia does very well, and those are the discussions that we've had.
Time for maybe one more.
favorite Hutch story?
Oh. I don't know if we have enough time. I should have been prepared for that one, right? My favorite Hutch story. It probably, one of my favorites is that, before we had nice big buses that we travel in, we would travel in vans. We would arrive at a location and rent vans. And we all had our vans. And I will tell you, this was over 20 years ago. And to this day, the group that stayed in my van remained in my van, and Hutch's van remained in Hutch's van. And to this day, I would say Hutch probably has text thread communication with the van, her van, probably every other day. And it might not be 100% of them, 5 or 6 of them, but that just speaks to the impact that she's had on people's lives. And she says it all the time, you don't come to Michigan for 4 years, you go to Michigan for life. And that's just an indication of what the student athletes that we've coached and that she has coached mean to her.
Thank you, Bonnie.